By Ford F-Series, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Visit your neighborhood Ford store today. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. We are back at Heinz Field. You're looking at Landry Jones. He'll get the significant playing time here tonight. And now it's time for the Treasure Hunt Coin Toss. The Treasure Hunt Coin Toss. Treasure Hunt pays the most for your gold, silver, jewelry, coins, and diamonds. And you see Tony Corrente, your referee tonight, Ben Roethlisberger, and several backups, along with punter Mr. Nortman, as captains for Carolina. And the Steelers have won the toss. They will defer, and Carolina will get the ball first. Ron Rivera, he was the Associated Press Coach of the Year last year. Remember him way back when as a second-round pick of the Chicago Bears, and in his second season, he was part of the Super Bowl shuffle team in Chicago that won a championship. He's trying to bring one back to Carolina as a head coach. And Mike Tomlin, well, coming off last week's performance, he knows there's plenty of work to be done, but he also knows that his offense has been good for the better part of this season, or preseason, which means, Edmund, they got to work on some defensive things, and of course roster battles going on here tonight.
Been very average for the last 2 years, Bob. 8-8 and 8-8. Mike Tomlin needs to find a way to get his offense moving early on in this season, and also to get his defense back to the #1 level, or at least top 5 level that it was in his Super Bowl runs and playoff runs.
There you see 43, Fozzie Whitaker back deep, along with 16, Philly Brown. And we're underway here at Heinz Field. It's going to be Whitaker who takes it. And he gets up to the 20 and not much more after that. Howard Jones was there. And Jones, number 34, has been an intriguing player from Shepherd University, trying to make a roster, being an undrafted free agent. And there is your starter tonight, Derek Anderson. Remember him from the Cleveland Browns days back in 2007, along with Brady Quinn, Charlie Fry. He beat them both out, and he ended up having his only Pro Bowl season. In fact, I'm sure it's the only one in the last 15 years for the Cleveland Browns. And he's here as the backup because Cam Newton was injured last week, and he will not play tonight. Right off the bat, handoff goes to Whitaker. And here is tonight's offense. Actually, this is going to be how they will start the season, just so you know. There are a lot of changes here. Derek Anderson will be the quarterback. Jericho Cotchery, number 82, is back. We'll talk more about him. Up front, it's Bell, Silatolu, Khalil, Scott, and Chandler. And then Olsen at tight end, along with Mike Tolbert and D'Angelo Williams. Those guys, many of them will not play here tonight on a 2nd down and 5. Anderson goes over the middle and has first down yardage there. Just over the 35, or right at the 35-yard line. Now the Steelers defense, again, as you will see it during the opener. A lot of guys will not play here tonight. Cameron Haywood, Steve McClendon, Cam Thomas on that defensive line. They got World, Shazier, Timmons, and Carter. Those are your linebackers here. Carter playing tonight. He needs to have a good performance. Allen Mitchell, Polamalu, and Ike Taylor in that secondary. First down for Derek Anderson. And he flips it right on the money. And he has his receiver there, and it's for pretty good yardage. It goes to gain of 14 yards.
The big body Kelvin Benjamin, using that big body in between there. That's tough to get around him. Ike Taylor really has his work cut out for him tonight. Good job by the rookie coming in, using that body to shield and then getting some extra yards.
Kelvin Benjamin, 28th pick in the first round this year, and boy, he caught that game-winning touchdown against Auburn from Jameis Winston in the BCS Bowl this year. Once again, Whitaker up the middle. Not much there. Ryan Shazier wraps him up, and Benjamin is a guy they'll be counting on because Edmund Nelson, they lost a lot of guys. Steve Smith,
everybody
gone. You got Teddy Ginn Jr. gone. You also have Dominic Hickson gone, and Brandon LaFell. They got a bunch of new receivers.
Yeah, not one of those guys was on the roster this year, so they have to look to the likes of the venerated one, Jericho Cotchery, to bring some catches. Kelvin Benjamin, of course, that first-round draft choice out of Florida State.
Second down now for Carolina, operating in Pittsburgh territory. It's a little swing pass to Tolbert, has it in his arms, and then he drops it. Mike Tolbert out of Coastal Carolina was a Pro Bowler last year, not so much for his receiving ability, but for his blocking ability at 5'9", 250.
He looks like an offensive guard with a 30 number on his chest, but big guy needed to show some hands there. Nice pressure by the defensive front for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The bearded one back there, Brett Kiesel.
There you see Stephon Tuitt, number 91. Big things expected from him. And the difference in this day and age, these guys are expected to play right off the bat. Anderson now fires, and he has Jericho Cotchery, the former Steeler, who has 31 career touchdowns, but 10 last season here in Pittsburgh. They didn't meet his price, so he went to Carolina.
Jericho Cotchery running a nice little out route, but may have done a very not veteran move and not getting deep enough to get to the first down sticks. It's going to be very close. Looks like they already have the fourth down up there, but Jericho Cotchery, what a great guy he was to have in the locker room. And if you remember, Bob, how he and Ben Roethlisberger were working last year, and it looks like the Carolina Panthers are going to go for it here at 4th and 1.
Derek Anderson needs some reps. He hasn't played a lot because his role here hasn't thrown an efficient. This is a good defensive play by the Steelers, who wrap him up short of the first down. Shazier was there, Ike Taylor involved, as well as Lawrence Timmons. All of those guys combined, and it looks like it will be Steeler possession.
Well, there were some pads popping on that play. You could hear it all the way up here in the booth. Carolina Panthers
they're calling first down.
Yeah, they seem to be very confident with that.
The side judge over there on the far side, he did not mark it that way from our vantage point anyway, but they get it. It looked like a pretty good defensive play by the Steelers. There's a challenge. I think Mike Tomlin doesn't like this. He believes, like I thought when we saw up here,
Pittsburgh is challenging the ruling on the field of progress by the runners related to a first down.
Looked like a little bit of a gift spot here. We'll find out as we go to replay. We'll take a break, and we'll find out what the ruling is when we return to a scoreless first quarter. Down play looked like the Steelers stopped it. Here's what it looked like, Edmund. What do you think?
Watch Lawrence Timmons come in. It didn't get a really flush hit on him, but got a hit enough, and you can't really tell where the ball is. The ball needed to reach the 36-yard line, and they have it actually beyond the 36-yard line. And watch this replay, folks. It really doesn't
look. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field will stand. The result will be a first down. Pittsburgh will be charged with a first timeout.
Inconclusive at best, so they keep it where it is.
Yeah, inconclusive, and that's the problem with one of those challenges. But I understand what Mike Tomlin was upset about, because it looked, again, from here like it was a little bit of a gift spot by Tolbert as he got the necessary yardage, but still a good play there by the Steeler defense, stuffing the hole pretty quickly to a big guy who's 250 pounds. Ed Dixon now, remember him from the Baltimore days, number 84 in motion. Anderson play fake, pressure, and he's hit by Brett Kiesel, and the ball is incomplete. He got it away, but number 99, or is it no whistle yet? Now the whistle comes in. We saw this earlier in this preseason, but number 99 making his presence felt immediately, Edmund.
You have to get pressure on the quarterback, and watch the little twist. Watch at the top of the screen. You see Jarvis Jones with a beautiful move inside, and Brett Kiesel with the twist coming around on the outside. That's a good game by the two outside guys getting penetration, and that's what you expect out of the bearded one. The deep end of the pool indeed, Bob.
He's in the deep end, and right now he's having no problems with it. Here's Tolbert once again trying to get some yardage, and he is locked up immediately. Cam Thomas on top of the pile. Lawrence Timmons on the bottom of the pile. The Steelers really need to do better than they did last week, and that's why a lot of those guys are in there right now.
Yeah, this is the kind of situation that you want to get these guys in. Now they're trying to run it, sneak a little run up in there, but Cam Thomas is having none of it. Also, Lawrence Timmons comes in there, gets him at the feet. Cam finishes him off for dessert. Very nice play, and now this is where you see the zone blitz is key. 3rd and long. You can better believe Dick LeBeau is coming after him.
3rd down and 9 now for the Steelers. Up the middle, and they hit it real quick to Jason Avant. The former Philadelphia Eagle has first down yardage and more before Lawrence Timmons knocks him down at the 22-yard line. That's a gain of 13 yards.
This is indicative of what we saw last week. You have to make the play Who misses him right here? Brett's trying to get him, but there's a tackle. There's another tackle. That's Lawrence Timmons coming in there right at the end, but that's after the gain. Early on, there was a missed tackle that would have been for no gain. You have to make that play and get off the field, and that has to be very, very disappointing for this first unit so far.
First down for Carolina now. If you have some Twitter responses, hashtag KDKA preseason. Get them up for us. We'll put them on. There's a deflected pass there by Timmons, who's covering Tolbert in the flat. It was in the air momentarily, and Timmons thought he might have had a pick.
And guess what? No flags. But Timmons running right with him, no problem here. Almost gets his hands on it. If the ball pops up in the air, it might have a chance for the pick. Anymore, you're so paranoid that a flag's come out, but that's just good defensive play right there by Lawrence Timmons, showing you the speed and ability to get to the outside.
2nd and 10 for Derek Anderson now. He hasn't played a lot. In fact, his last regular season pass was back in 2012. That's a testament to how tough Cam Newton has been. Here's Whitaker. Hard yards there as he gets to the 15-yard line before, once again, Timmons is there along with others. A gain of 7.
Much better play this week so far at the point of attack, getting up the field, playing down the line. Watch the penetration at the right side of your screen, trying to get up the field. But if you get up there, then you have to finish and make the tackle. You've got to have hats on the ball carrier and get him down to the ground. That was way too much for a 2nd down play. Now you have 3rd down and manageable, and the Steeler defense is really going to have to stand up here.
13th play of this drive, and last week the Steeler defense gave up 4 scoring drives, 2 to Mark Sanchez as well after Foles did his job. Anderson looks right, throws left in the end zone, and that's Kelvin Benjamin along with Ike Taylor, the rookie against the vet, and the vet makes the play there.
Kelvin Benjamin, 6'5", 220. Now watch, this is a complete mismatch. Ike's got his hands all over him. Good technique there, throws his body in there, but that is one that the big guy from Florida State needed to reel in. We've been saying the same types of things about Martavis Bryant here with the Steelers.
35-inch arms, 83-inch wingspan for Kelvin Benjamin. They expect him to be the kind of guy in the red zone that a lot of defenses won't have an answer for. Graham Gano is on to attempt the field goal. And this one is up, and this one is good. Graham Gano, who just got a new contract, 4 years, $12 million, similar to Sean Sweesum. Carolina caps that drive with 3 points. Pittsburgh goes to offense. Landry Jones on the field when we come back. We're back. Thursday Night Football. CBS is coming here to KDKA. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms kick it off September the 11th. Steelers Ravens from M&T Bank Stadium. James Brown, Coach Bill Cowher, and Deion Sanders team up on the CBS and NFL Network primetime pregame and halftime coverage each Thursday. And what a game that'll be. Following the opener with Cleveland right off the bat, the Steelers, to use the Mike Tomlin expression, jump into the deep end.
Yeah, there they go again, jumping into that deep end of the pool. I just hope that they have a life preserver, especially early on in the season.
Well, if they get through that week, you know, they have a schedule that I think is something they can navigate and get off to a good start, unlike last year when they went 0-4, 2-6 before finishing 6-2. That was a 14-play, 63-yard drive, occupying 5:38. Graham Gano with a 33-yard field goal. And that's your score so far. Steelers back deep. Lanier Sampson takes it 2 yards deep in the end zone. Gets across the 10, but not much more. Ricky Brokeal, among others, there at the 15-yard line, and that is where the Steelers take over.
Sampson is going to have to quit that tiptoeing when he's running the ball back. Don't tiptoe. Get it upfield north and south, full speed.
NC Steelers Late Night is hosted by me, along with the Steelers defensive end Cam Hayward. Starting on Saturday, September the 13th, you can meet some of your favorite players and meet some of the new faces that comprise the 2014 Steelers. Join us for PNC Steelers Late Night following the late news, 11:35, only here on KDKA TV. Once again, hashtag KDKA preseason. Your thoughts about Landry Jones' performance as we go along, or the Steeler defense? We'll get some of those tweets on. Here's low end around, and it's Marcus Wheaton. Wheaton following Palmer, the tight end, who lays a good block right there on one of the defensive backs, Melvin White. And that's a nice gain. First down yardage for Marcus Wheaton.
Nice starting play there for Landry Jones. A little misdirection. Coming back the other way with Marcus Wheaton. Very nice.
There's Landry Jones so far this preseason. Average numbers, and like we said, last year in this very game, the final one, he threw 3 picks against Carolina. That needs to improve. He's been hesitant so far, looking to get a lot of playing time tonight and sharpen those skills. Palmer, the tight end, number 82. Handoff inside goes to Dree Archer. Archer trying to get away from A.J. Klein. He cannot do it. Gets out to about the 35. It's a gain of 5. All right, now take a look at the offensive starters for the Steelers. And again, this is what you're looking at during the regular season. Roethlisberger with Antonio Brown, both not playing tonight. Marcus Weekend opposite him. Then it's Beachum, Foster, Pouncey, DeCastro, and Marcus Gilbert, who just signed his new deal. Le'Veon Bell, Will Johnson, Heath Miller comprise the rest of the offense. Many of those guys don't play tonight. No sense risking them. We saw what happened to Sam Bradford of St. Louis. This is Will Johnson. He gets a handoff from the fullback spot, and he's ridden down by Roman Harper, who comes up from his safety position. But Will Johnson, a little surprise there.
Big offensive line in there, getting some movement at the point of attack. Wesley Johnson stepping in there, looks like, for Marquise Pouncey, doing a nice job at center. Very active, getting downfield, making a block. Nice hold and nice running early on for this Steelers offensive line.
Wesley Johnson can play all 5 offensive line spots. He's at their tag. Cody Wallace is out with an injury. Harper chasing Landry Jones in the flat, goes to Michael Palmer. A.J. Klein wraps him up. Very short gain there for Palmer. Panthers, there you see A.J. Klein. This is a guy who they feel very high about. Last year a 5th-round pick. You'll have Horton along with Cole. Lutulele along with Greg Hardy, who is not playing. It's an interesting story about him. He's their franchise guy. Blackburn, Luke Kuechly. We want to talk about him, one of the best in the game. Young player Thomas Davis, Kason, Thomas Deku, Roman Harper, Melvin White. That'll be your secondary for the number 2 defense in the NFL 1 year ago. And they got really good numbers going after quarterbacks, and that's what they do best. Landry Jones now goes to Martavis Bryant, immediately hit there by Chase Blackburn, among others, and number 21 as well. So that's gain of about, how many there, Edmund?
It's about 3 yards on the gain. Not very much there, but I do like what I'm seeing from Landry Jones. First of all, what they're doing with him is they're getting him out of the pocket, and then when he is in the pocket, he's making some very quick throws, very quick decisions. Looks very efficient thus far, but this is a big 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 now for Landry Jones. Carolina has a 3-0 lead on a 33-yard field goal by Graham Gano. There's a pass. Darius Hayward-Bay is going to be short of the yardage he needs to get 1st down yardage. Again, Chase Blackburn was there, along with Melvin White, to push him back. Bay last week had 3 catches, including his first touchdown as a Steeler.
I don't think there's any question that they should go for this 1st down right here, and it looks like they are going to. But right here, Hayward-Bay, the veteran, but you have to get some depth on that route in order to get past the sticks. It's at 4th and 1, and it's a long one. But we'll see what this offensive line can do trying to open up a hole. They've had a lot of success thus far with the running game, and this is a running formation.
LeGarrette Blount in the game now. Will Johnson as the lead blocker. It goes to 27. He moves the power forward a little. Isn't enough, however. It looks short based on where these side judges are going to be marking the ball.
Yeah, that looked a little short. Looks like that could be Carolina's ball, but short by a long shot, actually. Not a whole lot of movement up there. They knew what was coming, but that's what you have in preseason, especially the 4th preseason game. No one is trying to fool anyone. It's mano-a-mano. Let's see who's going to do what. And as you can see, it's Carolina's ball.
Yeah, the signal 1st down Carolina. They take over on downs when we return to Heinz Field. Back, everyone. NCIS New Orleans is a drama about the local field office investigating criminal cases affecting military in the Big Easy. Leading the team is Special Agent Scott Bakula, the King, a native of NOLA, driven by his need to do what is right. NCIS New Orleans premieres Tuesday, September 23rd at 9 p.m. So Carolina takes over on downs. A good 4th down stop on LeGarrette Blount. And they'll get their 2nd possession. First time they march 14 plays down into Steeler territory before setting up the field goal by Graham Gano, and that's your score at this point. It's 3-0 Panthers.
Bobby, you were talking about Graham Gano with the new contract. I saw him make a 57-yard field goal, and then I thought I was seeing things. He kicked a 62-yarder in pregame warm-up.
Yeah, his career high is 59. In fact, he still has the Washington Redskin record of 59 yards back when he was there. Here is Fozzie Whitaker, and he doesn't get much. He may have lost a yard even there. Good pursuit by the Steeler defense. A lot of people involved there, including Ryan Shazier, Brett Kiesel, and others.
That's how you play the flow. They're pulling backside. Look at all those guys. Everybody's pulling, both the guards pulling out. That's how you fight upfield, Jarvis Jones. That's how you get up. Look at Ryan Shazier getting in there. You got to mix it up. When guys are coming at you trying to get big body on little body, you have to stop that play with penetration, and that it starts with your outside linebackers and your defensive end on that side. Jarvis Jones with a fine play.
And he's lined up against Byron Bell, number 77, who's taking over for Jordan Gross. Pass goes to Benjamin. He's trying to weave his way downfield. Antoine Blake stops him short of first down yardage, but a pretty good game there. That's a gain of 7 yards. And you expect big things from Jarvis Jones. It's year 2, only 1 sack last year.
Yeah, this is the big guy, Kelvin Benjamin, right here. This will just make you pull your hair out. When you get a big guy like this, you have to wrap him up and get him on the ground. That's 9 yards on a 2nd and long play when you had him backed up. You have to really try to play tight on a big guy like that and get him on the ground quick.
They got the all beef package in there against Tolbert, but this time he's going to be stopped short. Once again, great Steeler penetration at the point of attack. Let's see who gets up from the bottom of that pile. But good play there by 95, Jarvis Jones.
I think he understands the gravity of the situation. You have to get in there and look at him. He's at the top of your screen. Look at him come on and take on the big guard. That's how you get your pads low, young fella. That's the kind of thing I like to see. Pads popping, noise all up here in the booth. That's how you play football there.
Brad Nortman back to punt, and this guy has been terrific. He was a 6th-round pick a couple of years ago. That's one of the best hang times in the NFL. Last year, 4.6 yards. That was 3rd in the league, and this time, Dree Archer makes a fair catch. He's done a lot of fair catching so far in this preseason. That one had no choice, but I thought others he could have actually made a play. 33 yards, no return. We'll come back with more Steelers back on offense next. Bob Pompiani, Edmund Nelson in the booth here. Downtown Pittsburgh, 3-0 Panthers. Now I'll take a look at the Cal U Rookie Watch, brought to you by California, University of Pennsylvania, and it's Ryan Shazier. He had that nice interception that we saw in the game against Buffalo, 27 yards on the return, and so far pretty good work, all things considered.
Not bad, playing with a lot more aggression against these Panthers. You know, they're going to see them week 3 of the season.
That's right. Cam Newton should be ready by then. In fact, Ron Rivera says number 1 will be ready for the opener against Tampa. We'll see how that goes. Here's pressure up the middle, and it's going to be Landry Jones, indecisive, couldn't get one. K1 short wraps him up. The question is, where did he get him?
Quarterback's progress was stopped at the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd down.
Bob, that is absolutely inexplicable. Throw the ball somewhere. You're backing up. You're trying to throw the middle screen. If it isn't there, you know you don't have time when someone's right in your face. You have to throw that ball away. Scramble, do something, but you can't. If it's not there, don't freeze and lock up just because someone's there in your face. You have to buy time with your feet. You have to make the veteran move, get to the outside, maybe something to break loose, and if not, once you're out of the pocket, you can throw it into the cheap seats. But you cannot take a sack. Look at where your field position is. You've absolutely killed the drive already.
Jones once again. This time, protection, throws, and it's nearly interception right there. He's trying to go for Justin Brown right over there, and instead it's broken up by James Dockery. And you know, you talk about K1 Short, the guy who put the pressure on. He's out of Purdue, and boy, they really like that guy for his beef up the middle.
Yeah, he's a big deal. He should never have had a chance to get his hands on the quarterback, in my opinion. However, he did, and that's just that was really Landry Jones' fault. And that was a good play right there, almost an interception. Ball hit him right in the face.
All right, Steelers back against the wall from their own 1-yard line after that sack by Short. Jones now deflected, and it goes into the arms of Will Johnson, and that was hit right at the line. And the question is, how close are they to first down yardage?
The linesmen have marked it right on the 20, which would give it a first down, and if so, that is very, very fortunate. Let's see if we can get the progress here. That's a nice throw, a nice setup, nice patience. They give him all the way to the 20. Didn't look like he made it, Bob. this one might be one for review because they have marked the first down. Yeah. And there's the red flag. I was expecting that, Ron Rivera.
Well, both coaches have not been satisfied with the spot so far. Thought the first one was a gift to Carolina. They could not overturn it. It was inconclusive.
Yeah, that one looked a full yard short.
Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field of progress as related to a first down.
So there you have it, and Ron Rivera thought the same thing I did. Let's see if we can see it from this angle. You got to throw, see if you, at any point does he get to the 20-yard line, in your opinion. Hard to see it from a head-on angle like that, but see if you can't see it here. Right here, he's on about the 19. Does he have any forward progress once he hits to the 19? And no, and one of the reasons why they marked it at the 20 is because they were out of position. Couldn't quite get up to the 20 after the ball was caught. And you see the linesman coming there after the fact. But surely he doesn't get past the 19-yard line. That's probably the furthest, which would leave it about a yard shy of the first down.
Well, the Steelers lost their challenge. We'll see what Rivera does. One of the guys who's not playing tonight, though, you know, we talk about young players. This guy right here, Luke Kuechly out of Boston College. He was a first-round pick in 2012. How about last year? Edmund, in 2 years, he has 320 tackles. In the first 2 years, he's only 23 years old. One game last year against New Orleans, 24 tackles, one pick, tied an NFL record for most tackles. The guy is an unbelievable inside linebacker.
Yeah, he's the guy that makes all the calls for that defense, the guy that gets them excited and just stepped right in as a young man and really took over. Has had good health. Boy, he's really a great linebacker, too, in this league. Going to be one for a long time, it looks like.
Back in 2011, final year there at Boston College, he won the Lambert Award, the Butkus Award, the Bronco Nagurski Award, and the Lombardi Award, all for best player. I mean, he was...
I think that about covers
it. That covers it all. Yep. Yeah, clean sweep. We saw Aaron Donald from Pitt do well last year and taking home trophies, and now he gets to start with St. Louis. Be interested to see how Aaron Donald does in his first year in a team that's stacked with good defensive linemen, the Rams.
Aaron Donald's going to do just fine. Did you see the 40 time he ran at the combine? Something ridiculous like 4.65 or something, 4.68. That's crazy for an interior lineman.
Tony Corrente with the call.
After review, the Pittsburgh receiver was short of the line to gain. Therefore, it is not a first down. It'll be 4th down and 1 at the 19-yard line. Carolina is not charged with a timeout.
So they win that challenge when Mike Tomlin lost his.
Let's take a look and see if we can see it. At no time does he get anywhere near the 20. At best, he's at the 19-yard line. But still, not a bad play to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. But again, Landry Jones, you put the team behind the 8 ball when you take a sack there and get down to the 1-yard line. Good play coming out, though.
Brad Wing into punt. He's been the punter all preseason. Still no word on Adam Podlesh and when he can rejoin this team. This is Philly Brown who takes it, number 16 now. Trips. It didn't look like anyone hit him, but he tripped, lost his balance. There would have been some extra yards. And we have a flag after last week, 30 of them. That was a 43-yard punt, a 7-yard return, by the way. And it's kind of refreshing not to see a lot of yellow on the field.
Yeah, I hope this is not the first of many, but yes, it was a flag on there. It might help the Steelers out here with a little hold.
During the kick, illegal block in the back, or excuse me, holding receiving team number 21. 10-yard penalty, first down.
You know, last week, Ed Hochuli's crew in Philadelphia had 30 penalty flags. 27 were accepted. And it's interesting because we've been talking about this, Evan, but 15 of the 30 were for illegal contact.
And not one such penalty thus far tonight, which shows that the guys are working on it. You just cannot put your hands on the receiver after 5 yards. But what you have to do, though, is within that 5 yards, get your chucks in, slow the receiver down, knock him off of his route. But after that, you're going to have to run with him.
Derek Anderson, at quarterback, the former Cleveland Brown. He's been here now for a couple of years as Cam Newton's caddy, and he's going to go deep, and he's looking for Calvin Benjamin, who's well covered there by Antoine Blake.
Antoine looking for the offensive pass interference right there. He had better position than Kelvin Benjamin did. Looked like the pass was coming to him. Let's see it here. Look at that. That's beautiful position right there. And I watch. Let's see if he can. Oh, he hit him upside the head. Yeah, there was a little contact before the ball came there. There are a lot Less stringent, though, with offensive players calling that penalty the other way than they are with defensive players and their hands on the opposing receiver.
2nd down and 10 now for Carolina, leading 3-0. Handoff goes to Fozzie Whitaker, and he is chased down by Arthur Moats, and then it's Shazier who finishes it up. Moats had his hands on him first, but the Ohio State Buckeye cleans it up.
Shamarko Thomas also in there getting some dessert, but Moats, this is a play you have to make. When you got a shot at him, get him and take him down to the ground. That's a good effort, but you have to finish what you start. Arthur Moats knows that. He's a big hitter. Free agent coming out of Buffalo.
Shazier 2 solo tackles, 3 assists so far. He's figured in on 5. Very active, and that's how he plays his game. 3rd down, 8 now for Carolina. Anderson has time, throws, and a nice defensive play there by William Gay as he knocks it away from Kelvin Benjamin.
William Gay sitting on that route, knowing he's got to get rid of it. A little pressure in the face. Nice break right there, getting your hand on it, getting the right paw in there to knock that ball away. That's a good solid play by William Gay.
Brad Nortman once again on to punt now for Carolina. Jeree Archer, we haven't seen him get too many opportunities running back, and as I said, Nortman is one of the best when it comes to hang time, so we've seen a lot of fair catches. Like to see him get a chance in some open field, what he could do. You know the speed, we've seen it a few times already in this preseason.
Got a chance here, Bob.
And he takes it at the 12-yard line now. It's going to go up the middle. Absolutely nothing there, and a flag goes down. That's a 58-yard punt for Nortman.
Wow, did you see that hit? Little guy taking a pop and a flag.
Jason Williams right there, 54. Second tour of duty with Carolina. Spent some time with Dallas.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 45. This penalty be assessed, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
And that's reserve linebacker Dan Moles out of Toledo.
Listen to this here, folks. I'm glad I'm up here in the booth, Bob. I'm telling you. That's some hidden going on. And the little guy, unwavering.
Once again, terrible field position for the Steelers. Thought they had a 1st down on their last possession. And then a review, and it was changed. Here's Darius Hayward-Bay now, trying to get close to the yardage. He does. Chase Blackburn there to make the stop. Darius Hayward-Bay, former Oakland Raider, 7th overall pick, looking to find a home here in Pittsburgh.
Not bad execution there, but just a little off. You see that play run a lot more smoothly with Ben Roethlisberger.
That is the end of the first quarter.
We've reached the end of 1 quarter at Heinz Field. 3 more left before the curtain goes up. The Steeler defense trying to make a statement here after last week. It's 3-0 Carolina after 1. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're better with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, rated #1 for plan satisfaction. And by the Sonata Premier Event at your Hyundai dealer now through September 2nd. We're back here, 2nd quarter. Bob Pompiani, Edmund Nelson, Jeff Frizella with you. Martavis Bryant into the locker room with what appears to be a shoulder injury. He, of course, a 4th-round pick. You'd think his spot on this roster is secure. There is a battle for 5 and 6 if they should keep that many. 3 guys figure in: Moy, Brown, number 15, and Darius Hayward-Bay. Here's Harris, the running back now. I'm sorry, Le'Veon Bell who gets the carry. He's back in the game, and short yardage there against that big-time front 7 of Carolina.
I think it's very interesting to see the Wesley Johnson at center. You know, he's showing his versatility. Well, we've talked about it early on, but showing his versatility. You want to keep a 6th or 7th offensive lineman that has the versatility, able to play several different positions, which he is able to do, and he's really showing and doing a very nice job tonight thus far.
1st and 10. Again, it's Bell. Nice hole there on the left side of the line, spinning away from one guy, and he finally is tackled there. Pretty good game, but it looked like it might be more than what it turned out to be. Pretty good hole there.
Le'Veon, patient as always initially, and then hitting the hole full speed. I'd like to see him get his pads a little lower there, and that spinning in traffic is a very dangerous move indeed. But Bell, very nimble and very light on his feet. Good job by that offensive left side. Ramon Foster, big Ramon Foster.
Todd Haley, offensive coordinator, anxious to get things going. Ben Roethlisberger and that no huddle. We'll see a lot of it, I suspect. LeGarrette Blount now. Hard yards there. He was hit originally there by Coney Ely, who was their second-round pick this year out of Missouri, along with Casey Walker, 74.
Big down here, 3rd and medium. 3 yards, it looks like. If you're Landry Jones, you want to make sure that you keep this drive moving. Take some time off the clock. Get in there, get your feet wet, get confidence. And more importantly, have your offense get confident in you.
Marcus Wheaton now moves to the top part of the screen. 3rd down 3 for Landry Jones. LeGarrette Blount picks up the blitz, but somebody got one paw on Landry Jones and spun him down. And once again, it looks like a 74 Casey Walker out of Oklahoma.
Looks like it came right up the middle. Oh, nice move. Slapped the hands off and just came right up. I believe he got the best of Wesley Johnson there, slapping the hands away. Wesley can't get on your heels and get off balance, especially when someone slaps your hands away. You have to pull them back and reset. Continue to punch.
Philly Brown out of Ohio State, number 16, back deep as he receives the punt here from Brad Wing. And he hits it, gets it right back. He fumbled it originally, makes the play, gets not much after that. That's a 51-yarder by Mr. Wing. And Philly Brown doesn't get much on the return.
Tackle by Moats. 1st and 10.
3-0 your score. Back with more after this on KDKA TV. Scorpion features eccentric genius Walter O'Brien and his team of brilliant misfits as the last line of defense against complex high-tech threats. As Homeland Security's new think tank, O'Brien's Scorpion team includes an expert behaviorist who can read anyone, a mechanical prodigy, and a statistics guru, kind of like what we have up here in the booth. Scorpion premieres Monday, September 22nd at 9 p.m. Carolina back at work. Philly Brown in motion, handoff straight ahead. Couple yards on the play there by Whitaker. One guy you won't see tonight is Cam Newton. He's not even dressed for this one. One of your fellow Auburn War Eagles.
Oh,
and
yeah, War
how about him,
Eagles.
the first player in the modern era to be awarded the Heisman, win a national championship, and then be the #1 overall pick, but he's out with a rib injury.
Needs to learn how to slide, Bob. Tried to slide last week, got down on 2 knees and then caught a couple of knees in the back. I think he broke a couple of ribs.
He did, and there was some conjecture whether or not he's going to be ready for the opener against Tampa Bay, and there's movement there by Byron Bell, and he should be called for a false start, 77.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
And the reason why he's jumping is because one Jarvis Jones has been giving him fits. Watch Jarvis. He knows he's coming. Look at him. He's trying to anticipate, trying to do anything he can to get back there and make sure that Jarvis is blocked. Derek Anderson trying to sell the fact that, hey, Jarvis jumped, but he did not.
You know, it's interesting. If you look at the Carolina team, like Bell right there, he was an undrafted guy. Their right tackle, Nate Chandler, undrafted. Every tackle they have available on this year's roster has been undrafted. None of them drafted after Gross retired. And there's a pass down the middle, right on the money there. Anderson goes to the big tight end, Ed Dixon, and that'll be 1st down yardage. Gain of 17.
Ed Dixon had 4 black shirts around him, but this is what happens when you don't get pressure. You can find holes in that zone. Ed just kept running to the middle and found a spot underneath 2 safeties and in between 2 linebackers. This is the Steelers' first defensive unit out there for the most part. Now we got Vince Williams and Arthur Moats at middle linebacker, looks like.
Carolina right at midfield. Operating with a 3-0 lead. Anderson with more time, and he finds his man Calvin Benjamin before. Combination of Robert Golden and Bryce McCain bring him down, but a nice gain once again. This one 17 more.
You know, Kelvin Benjamin looks like he's lost a little bit of weight since his college days. He looks real lean. He was always tall, but he looks real lean and fit now. And I guess that's the effect of becoming a pro. Looks like the Carolina Panthers are having a very positive effect on him.
He caught an earlier touchdown pass in this preseason from Derek Anderson of 29 yards and made a really spectacular adjustment. But number 13, you know what he got pedigree-wise. Last year, 15 touchdown passes from Jameis Winston as that Florida State team beat your Auburn War Eagles, and really was a good game.
The big guy, too, Kelvin Benjamin, caught the game winner. And I can tell you what, I knew it, saw it coming. They isolated him right in the slot. And there's not a thing you can do when you're one-on-one with a big guy like that.
2nd down and 9 now for Derek Anderson, 7 of 13, 86 yards so far. We expect to see Joe Webb in the second half. Anderson right to Benjamin again. He's trying to make a step away from Anton Blake, but he gets very close to first down yardage. If he doesn't have it, another nice pickup there as the Steeler defense surrendering some yards.
Way too easy. They're playing soft over there trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, but there's a 10-yard cushion there, and he just runs to the open area. And these are the kinds of catches and the kinds of plays Kelvin Benjamin is making that I expect Martavis Bryant to make with regularity. Unfortunate for Martavis, looks like he may be injured and out for the rest of the game, but that's kind of what I've expected from him all preseason long.
Daniel McCullers, the big man at nose, is in there. Number 74, the snap gets over the head of Anderson. He tries to pick it up, cannot, and it's picked up instead by Jarvis Jones. Jones at the 50. Jones is then wrestled down, and you're going to have a horse collar tackle there. A desperation play by the Panthers, and that is a 21-yard return for Jarvis Jones after a bad snap. Fernando Velasco, the former Steeler center, looks like guilty of the horse collar.
Watch this, just does not handle. A little bit of a high slap to the right.
Recovered by Pittsburgh, ball on the ground, was not in contact with the quarterback, pick up and ran with the football. Personal foul, horse collar tackle. Carolina, 15-yard penalty, first down.
About really big play, but that's the kind of play that you expect from the Steelers defense to make with regularity, and they have not. Let's hope that Jarvis Jones is okay, but that's a big, big play. He grabbed, I don't know whether he grabbed him by the hair or
looked like the hair either, but Velasco knows all about Jarvis Jones because he played with him.
If that isn't a case for a crew cut, I don't know what is. These guys got the flowing locks and all that. Remember when Troy Polamalu got grabbed by the hair?
Exactly.
And the guy had a handful of it too.
Kansas City, I think. I can't remember where, but
it had a handful of hair after he got up. Remember that? He had the hair, threw it all on the sidelines and stuff.
You can't do that to the Head and Shoulders man.
Man, you can't. Head and Shoulders supposed to bond that stuff to your head, isn't it?
But that was an unforced error, though, by Carolina. Just a bad snap. Velasco, who was at center earlier, now they're going to challenge whether I believe he was down. Because it could be that the quarterback touched him. Right. We'll find out what Ron Rivera has up his sleeve when we come back. We're back once again. A challenge here. Actually, this is automatic because anytime there's a turnover, they will look at it. So Ron Rivera doesn't have to do that. But the question is, did Derek Anderson touch Jarvis Jones while he was on the ground? You've had time to look?
Yeah, we saw a couple of shots there during the commercial break. Looks like it's a very clear touchdown to me. Right as Jarvis recovers it, he has his hand on Jarvis and keeps it there. If you watch it right here, there's a recovery. Now watch the quarterback's right hand right there. He's down on the ground. Jarvis is still down at the time, and then he gets up, but clearly he had recovery at the time, and Derek Anderson's hand was on his shoulder. So it looks like it's going to be called back to the point of recovery. Let's see if we can see it right here. This is a great recovery right here, but watch Derek Anderson's right hand. He's got the ball. See it right there? Looks pretty clear. That's a great shot, guys. Great job in the truck.
Well, Jarvis Jones, he does have some pretty good speed when he gets his hands on the ball, and Parenti and his crew have gotten the word. There is a war room involved this year eventually, and new aspect of replay.
After review, muffed snap was recovered by Pittsburgh, and the player was down by contact at the 39-yard line. At that point, the personal foul will be enforced. It'll be Pittsburgh's ball, first down.
And Derek Anderson paid the price on that one too, because Jarvis Jones came in there with a lot of speed and force.
Yeah, it looked like he jumped right on his hand. His hand got caught underneath. there, and looks like Jarvis's full weight just fell right out. That's a big play. We've been waiting for that from Jarvis Jones, and you need to see a series of plays like you saw from Ryan Shazier. But there's Anderson. He is looks like he's leaving the field, Bob.
Well, they can ill afford another injury. They have another guy who's out with a concussion too. Their fourth-string quarterback, Matt Blanchard. Not that he's going to be around, but if Cam Newton can't play in the opener, if this is anything significant,
with the game clock operator,
Joe Webb's the only guy
please
left.
set the game clock at 8:45.
Yeah, Derek looks like
Thank
that
you.
hand is hurting him pretty bad. I hope he's okay and there's no broken bones in there, but he was certainly grabbing right below that index finger on his hand.
Well, the Steelers have only now their second play across the 50 here so far in this game. It's been bad field position, but a turnover changes that. Jerry Archer with an inside handoff. He has nowhere to go, trying to find some space to the outside, and he makes something out of nothing. A little elusive ability there. 2 yards, but that's pretty good 2 yards considering what he was looking at.
Yeah, showing good balance for a little guy in the interior run. Trying to fool him, maybe get a little cutback. There's too much penetration right there. He has to reroute. But look at the little guy. Keep his feet and keep his head up and his eyes open, and makes a 2-yard game out of, really, that should have been a tackle for loss.
Justin Brown down below. Up top, it's Marcus Wheaton. Play action now, pressure again, and this is a holding call probably on Mike Adams, but Jones keeps it alive and then delivers incomplete to Blunt. But it looked like Adams got hand in the cookie jar there with the pressure.
Boy, it just seems like Landry Jones.
Holding. Pittsburgh, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Some have that vision, but, you know, his back's turned to this. But as he gets his head around right there, you need to feel that coming and step up quickly and make quick moves. Right there, he's got to feel that rush coming. Yes, that's the blind side, but the great ones have that instinct. We have one here, Ben Roethlisberger. He certainly would have felt that and stepped up and maybe scrambled to his left. Those are the kinds of things that we expect from Ben, and you almost expect from everybody, but everybody's not able to do that, as you can clearly see right here.
It was 76, not 67. Adams gets that penalty. Handoff, not much going there. Once again, Chase Blackburn has been a very active linebacker for them. Was part of the two-time Super Bowl champion Giants before he signed here last year, and intercepted Tom Brady, number 93, did in a Super Bowl.
That's the way to move the pile there. It's second and very extremely long. So you give the carry to LeGarrette Blount. Bob, there's another story out here on the offensive line. Big number 76, Mike Adams, I believe, fighting for a roster spot.
Yeah, second-round pick has been a disappointment. Lost out to Marcus Gilbert, who's your starting right tackle now. Here comes pressure again. Landry Jones avoids it, goes to David Paulson, and a nice tackle there in the open field by Josh Norman, who makes that play.
Mike Adams did an excellent job at that point, not allowing the upfield rush.
So once again, punt formation for Brad Wing on 4th and 7. Billy Brown, number 16, back deep.
That may have been Guy Wimper in there, don't you think of 78.
Also understand that Mike Mitchell, the safety, has a right leg injury of some degree. Fair catch there on the punt by Wing of 31 yards, so Carolina is deeper in their own territory. 3-0 remains the score, second quarter here at Heinz Field. We're back. It's 3-0 Carolina. Graham Gano, 33-yard field goal. New this fall, once again, ladies and gentlemen, KDK TV, PNC Steelers Late Night, hosted by me, along with Steeler defensive end Cam Hayward, starting Saturday, September the 13th. Meet some of your favorite players, meet some of the new faces that comprise the 2014 Pittsburgh Steelers. It's PNC Steelers Late Night, following the late news on KDKA TV. 14 is Joe Webb. He's the only other healthy quarterback that Carolina has right now. You might remember him from his days with Minnesota. Fozzie Whitaker up the middle, a nice healthy gain of 9+, close to first down yardage. Webb was a 6th-round pick originally and had a 65-yard run once in a game 2011. He's a very mobile quarterback.
He's going to get his reps tonight because there's no one else to replace him. So he will get some shots tonight.
handoff once again. Whitaker goes inside as the lead blocker there. 39 was Michael Zordich. You might remember him from his days at Penn State. He was undrafted. His dad actually had a long career, did number 39. Michael Zordich's father, 12 years in the league.
Big number 65 shaking up. Gary Williams. Looks like he's okay. He's crowding back to the huddle, but that's a big guy leading that run to the outside. Looks like he might be shaken up a little bit, and they're going to take precautions.
Timeout
if he
on
has
the field
a ding,
for an injured
they're
player.
definitely going to take precaution.
We'll be back after they tend to Williams right here at Heinz Field, 3-0 Carolina. Hey, the Steeler family lost a very important member last night. Ed Kiley, the longtime public relations director, 42 years in the Steeler organization, passed away at the age of 96. And this is a guy who will be missed. He fought in World War II, served in the Pacific. You see him there to the right, became an officer, but was always a gentleman. He actually helped create the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Edmund, and he was the guy who suggested, you see him there with Ed Sable on the left from NFL Films, Art Rooney, and of course, Mr. Kiley, the hypocycloid logo. He was the guy who told him we should do that. So condolences to the Kiley family, a great man.
Yeah, we're going to miss him.
All right, rolling out his web on the money, and he hits his intended receiver, Brenton Burson. And that's a 16-yard gain for the Charlotte native out of Wofford University.
Joe Webb trying to make sure he has a spot on this roster, and may certainly have that if there's a serious injury to Derek Anderson. The nice rollout right there, and puts the ball on the money, allowing his receiver to protect himself and bring the ball in. But you lose contain on the outside. Big number 79, Ethan Hamer, the rookie free agent out of Villanova.
Webb this time again, play action to Zordich. He rolls right, he puts it there, and he goes to Philly Webb. Locked up quickly there by Antoine Blake.
Much better there, much better with contain. Antoine Blake having a pretty active game thus far.
Dick LeBeau looking to make things happen with this defense. A lot of new faces, and typically you don't see many rookies come in and start right off the bat, but they may have that with not only Shazier, but Tuitt as well on that defensive line. He's a guy out of Notre Dame they really think highly of, and here's the pass intended for and out of the reach of Tavares King. Good coverage there by Isaiah Green.
Not bad pressure there by the Steelers defensive front. A little bit of a blitz, forcing an errant throw.
There is no foul for defensive holding, as when the holding occurred, the pass was going into another area of the field. It is an incomplete pass, third down.
Bob, now that's a switch, because remember last week we saw a couple of those things, and I had mentioned, hey, the play was on the opposite side of the field, and they have the flag run. Now that's a little bit of a change so far. You know you're going to see some changes to the way they're going to call defensive holding, but that is definitely a change. They were calling on both sides of the field regardless of where the ball went last week.
Yeah, they can't afford to have that many penalties on average. 11 more, even though it's preseason, than the average per game last year during the regular season. Here comes the blitz. Chris Carter trying to get to Webb, cannot do it. Fires down the field. Good coverage once again by Antoine Blake on Tavares King as it falls incomplete.
There's a flag back by the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 98, initiating contact below the knees of the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Vince Williams.
Let's see if he can help it. Vince coming in, and you have to stay up. I know he's trying to get to the quarterback, but you can't hit the quarterbacks around the knee area. And I know Dick LeBeau is pulling what's left of his hair out, because it's like, you get a big play like that on third down, and then you make a play like that. You know they're going to call it. So you have to try to stay up. Had good coverage on the outside by Antoine Blake.
All right, here's Zordich now with an inside handoff, and Daniel McCullers, the big man, suffocates him there, comes in and falls on him there. That's a play they look for, a guy who will make this roster out of Tennessee, 6th round pick.
That is one big man. The volunteer coming down the sidelines, showing that he can get down. Look at the big fella work. Look at him work. Has somebody hanging all over him. Needs to play a little bit lower. Look how much higher he is than everybody else, and yet you still can't block him because he's got so much body mass. Bob, if he ever gets it, I'm telling you, watch out. Watch out for the big guy.
Tell you what, you sometimes forget how effective Casey Hampton was at the nose. Statistically didn't do all that much in terms of what he meant to occupying guys. Unbelievable. There's a pass to King, knocked out of bounds. But that nose tackle position in a 3-4 is super important. And if McCullers can be a force in there occupying potential blockers, that would be interesting.
Would the play clock operator please pay attention and start the clock on the signals?
The one thing you didn't have to worry about Casey Hampton was his playing low. He was already low. And whenever, you know, Big Snack would always play hard, you know, he'd kind of get out there. But sooner or later, someone would make him mad. And when they made him mad, there was no way you could keep him from penetrating and do whatever he wanted. Matter of fact, Coach John Mitchell always said, you know, Snack, you need to just play mad all the time. You'd make every play that we had out there.
3rd and 8.
Carolina.
Joe Webb doesn't like what he sees, and they call timeout.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Ron Rivera talks things over with his quarterback, the only healthy one left now. They have D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart on this roster. Not going to play, of course, they're 1-2 punch. But they used to do some wildcat if he gets hurt, and what do they do? By the way, there's a new policy today. I guess you can call this, Edmund, the Ray Rice rule after what happened. And it was announced by Commissioner Roger Goodell in letters to all the owners. Essentially what you're talking about now, they're going to crack down, as they should, on domestic violence. 6 games for a first-time offender, lifetime ban, with possible reinstatement after a second offense. So you're talking, and that's the way it should be. Roger Goodell admitted that he made a mistake on the ruling to Ray Rice.
Number 68.
And so with that admission, does he go back and correct it, or is it going? I mean, that would be a serious fight with the players union if he did that. But are there any further repercussions for Ray Rice as a result of this change of heart by Roger Goodell? And he was, I think it was well thought out after the fact. I think it should have been thought out before the fact, actually, before he made the decision, because there are a lot of NFL fans that are women and really didn't take kindly to the judgment that was passed down.
It was met by outrage, and you would have thought the NFL would have known that going into it. And interesting because Carolina has a player on their roster. In fact, he's their franchise guy, Greg Hardy, who was convicted of a domestic situation. He has appealed it, and so there is no verdict from the NFL, and I wonder how that will play out. Greg Hardy signed a contract, actually a franchise tag of $13.1 million this year. He had 15 sacks, a Pro Bowler, but this happened earlier this season. And he has exercised his right to a jury trial after convicted by a North Carolina district judge of assaulting his ex-girlfriend. So that remains a case that's open.
Arthur Moats with the good rush there, forcing the errant throw. But, Bob, there's zero tolerance for that kind of activity. You just cannot do that. Domestic violence is a horrible crime.
Touchback. First and 10, Pittsburgh.
That goes into the end zone, so the Steelers will get it at the 20-yard line. With a 2-minute drill here coming up for Landry Jones. We'll see what he can do down 3-0 here at Heinz Field. Field 3-0, a beautiful night for football, and this will be it. Rosters need to come down to 53 by the end of Saturday, and here is a look at your PNC scoreboard. Brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever and you. Cincinnati off to a good start tonight. Cleveland over Chicago. The Browns in here on September the 7th, followed by Baltimore, which is leading right now 10-7 in the second quarter.
The Bengals, the favorite to win the division.
Oh, and there's a deflected pass right there by Drake Nevis out of LSU. Got his paw up on there. Number 73 knocks down the pass by Landry Jones.
Landry got to find the throwing lanes, make sure they're nice and clear. That's exactly what you want to do if you're a defensive lineman. You can't get back there to the quarterback. Get in his face, get your hands up. Try to time the throw, get it knocked down. Creates a tough situation now, 2nd and long.
Bryce McCain, Steeler defensive back, also out with a groin injury now as the nagging injuries start to pile up here in this 4th preseason game. Underneath, Tree Archer now trying to get to the outside. Doesn't get much there, and there's a hit late, and he wants a flag. He's going to get one. That was a late hit. And there's going to be a penalty on Jason Williams, who made a hit on a tackle on a punt earlier.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, number 54, defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Ron Rivera is just beside himself. He steps out. That's a close one right there. Barely out. Watch and see if he's all the way out. That left foot steps in, folks. He gets hit. He should have gotten hit there. They called a late hit because there was a lot of activity after he went out of bounds. But he was in bounds actually when he got hit, Dree Archer was. Tough call.
Jason Williams, third-round pick of the Cowboys back in 2009, and he's back here as depth. And there's Luke Jones, hit as he throws, but he gets it off, and it's complete in front of Josh Norman. Darius Hayward-Bay has first down yardage. That's a gain of 11 yards.
Hayward-Bay making a case. Landry Jones showing courage, getting hit a little low, I thought, after releasing the football. But Hayward-Bay showing that he's not just speed, he has some hands too, and the hands are what has been questioned about Hayward-Bay.
1 minute left now, and he dumps it off, and there is Justin Brown. Brown gets more first down yardage before Colin Jones wraps him up, but the Steelers move the football. Time continues to tick.
Timeout. Pittsburgh. This is their second.
Think these guys don't want a job? Think they're playing like it's the fourth preseason game, and we're okay. We're just going to walk through it.
Operator, please reset the game clock to 54 seconds. 54. Thank you.
Yeah, there's your bubble watch. These three guys are vying for one, possibly two, depending.
Right.
Do you like them with 5 receivers or 6?
I like 5 receivers. The thing about it is, and Coach Tomlin gave you a clue in one of his press conferences earlier, it's not just about receiving the football as much as it is about what you can do on special teams. And Darius Hayward-Bay has made an impression on Mike Tomlin in his punt coverage. As soon as he got over his concussion, he's been getting down there and been forcing some tackles and forcing some runners certain ways. So it's just not about his receiving. It's about what he can do on special teams as well. Justin Brown's in the same boat, as well as Derek Moore.
That last play went for 13 yards. Jones so far 9 of 11 for 65 yards. Once again, there's some pressure as Mike Adams, ball is loose, no whistle. What are they going to call here?
Play was ruled a fumble, recovered by number 67. The ball will be brought back to the spot of the fumble. The ball will be brought back to the spot of the fumble. Second down.
Once again, Mike Adams' man got around him at the left side of that line. And that's an 8-yard loss for Landry Jones. And now miscommunication there between Jones and Darius Hayward-Bay, who cut it inside when the throw went outside.
Well, it looked like he was open too. That was that could have been 6. Ball was released a little early. Here we go. Hayward-Bay turns around. He's open right there. The ball was already thrown by the time he turned around. He's saying, okay, what's going on here? What's happening? He and Landry Jones have to get on the same page.
So 3rd and 18 now with only 31 seconds left. 3-0. The only points are Graham Gano, 33-yard field goal, first possession of the game. Once again, Adams' man gets around him. Jones steps up, Brown, and this will be well short of first down yardage. Let's talk about halftime activities here, presented by Xfinity. We'll talk about some Steeler upcoming events and the much anticipated Edmund Chowdown.
At number 2 is probably the biggest thing. The ribs have arrived. I just wanted to announce.
You notice the highlights and stats are below the ribs.
Are we even going to get to that?
It is the Rib Fest after all. Wing to punt. Philly Brown once again back to receive. He's been their man, and we have a timeout now by Carolina.
I hold in my hand.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Big Bone Barbecue original barbecue sauce. Lord have mercy.
You might use that entire bottle. Sometimes I think you like the sauce better than the actual rib.
The sauce makes the rib. Everybody knows that.
Want to remind you all about the 26th annual Gatorade Steelers 5K race, fitness walking kids kickoff run. It's Labor Day, this coming Monday, 9 a.m. at Heinz Field. And the proceeds benefit the Art Rooney Scholarship Fund. Captains J.T. Thomas, Mike Wagner, members of Super Bowl teams, fastest man and woman in open competition, each win a trip for two to the Steelers-Browns October 12th game in Cleveland. Visit Steelers.com/5K or call 412-697-7713. Wing now. Hits it high. Fair catch by Philly Brown. And he'll take it.
Brown with a fair catch.
For all intents and purposes, that'll do it. That was a punt of 43 with no return.
Yeah, they should just kneel on it with only 16 seconds left.
Given the state of their injuries, and there's only one quarterback left.
That's right.
And he's lucky he was in there with that hit by Vince Williams. I mean, that
was a
could have
scary
been.
hit. You see that? Hit him right below the knee. I thought he caught it and got it trapped underneath him, but thank goodness he did not. And yes, they're in victory formation. They're just going to run the clock out. Not a bad first half.
And the only scoring drive was the very first possession. 14 plays, 63 yards. Gano, 33 yards, and that's been it. Steelers have been sporadic offensively, at times moving the ball, at times shooting themselves in the foot.
That is the end.
3-0 your halftime score in the final preseason game. And Tomlin talking to Vince Williams perhaps about that very play we just talked about. There's the turnover, and there is the horse collar by Velasco on Jones, one of the bigger plays of this game. 3-0 halftime next at Heinz Field. And then a bunch of guys.
Yeah, Antoine Blake has made some plays tonight. Now he has really played solid. Bryce McCain, we mentioned his name during the preseason. Isaiah Green has played a little bit, so there's going to be some voice. I believe that that Antoine Blake, though, is making a statement about wanting to stay around.
All right, this is Devon Nunley, who came into training camp kind of midway through. He takes a knee, and it's a touchback for the Steelers. You know, Carolina, on the other hand, they're coming off a 12-win season, Edmund, and Ron Rivera, his message has been loud and clear that it's much harder to make something stick in the NFL than it is to build it up. And I think you've seen history tell you that with teams that have made the playoffs one year and then miss it badly the next. And, you know, last year, for example, 5 teams reached the playoffs who were new to the NFL format.
Bob, they had their shot in that game. They had a home game against San Francisco, and they were very undisciplined on defense. Had a lot of personal fouls called on them, which I thought turned the tide of that game very early on.
Darius Hayward-Bay makes a catch in front of Dockery.
But this Carolina Panthers team is what was a very solid team last year. Of course, he has to replace a lot of bodies at the wide receiver position. It's a very nice throw there, nice timing throw there, and good yardage there, 8 yards on first down. That's the way you get a drive started by Landry Jones. But the Carolina Panthers they really have their work cut out for them to repeat and have nearly as good a season as they had last year.
Especially with so many new faces of the wide receiver group. Lost Steve Smith, lost Brandon LaFell, lost Ted Ginn. And they bring in Jericho Cotchery, who right now is their #1 guy, and he was a third option here in Pittsburgh. So they need guys to step up, and the biggest one of all will be Kelvin Benjamin. They brought him in as #1 pick. They need him to play and play immediately and put up numbers.
Yeah, and he looks like he's ready. He looks like he's going to be the guy that will probably wind up being their #1 receiver. And then you have the veteran Jericho Cotchery, which will give stability to the group, but not as much as they may need at the wide receiver position. And you know that's going to have to be frustrating for Cam Newton if he really doesn't have the ability to find some targets downfield. They don't have the ability to get open.
3rd down and short now for Landry Jones. Pops it to Derek Moy. He has first down yardage before James Dockery wraps him up, and Moy into the game now. Made the roster last year in their game against Carolina. That's a gain of 11.
Derek Moy, as you said, fighting in a battle with his former teammate Justin Brown. And Moy's not a bad receiver. Big body guy also, 6'4", 6'4 and a half. Very long receiver.
Handoff straight ahead goes to Harris, and it's shut down quickly. And right there was Frank Alexander, who lays down the law. And this is a guy who won't be eligible for the first 4 games He has violated the substance abuse policy, so he'll miss Tampa, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore games.
Watch this interior run, coming right up the gut. Nice little cut. Got to get your pads low. When you're running in that interior, there's some guys that are going to lower the boom on you just like that. That's a nice tackle.
Frank Alexander was a 4th-round pick a couple of years ago, and their stout defense is the reason they were 12-4 for the most part last year. They made some plays offensively with a good run game they have, but Edmund, this is a team that's led with defense. They sacked the quarterback 60 times, 6-0. The all-time record is 72, and there's talk in Carolina they can do that potentially.
And Luke Kuechly with, in the middle, he's a beast. Sideline to sideline, up the middle. Anything that gets in his area, he's going to run it down and make the tackle. So these guys are very well equipped on the defensive side of the ball. And if nothing else, if you can't score, you can't win. So these guys are going to depend on their defense until that young receiving core on the offense is able to bring them around.
3rd and short once again for Landry Jones now. Has good pocket protection. He goes to Hayward Bay, who makes a 1st down catch as he gets into Panther territory to the 46-yard line.
Nice protection up front by the big guys. Very nicely done over there at the left tackle position by Mike Adams. Very solid. No pressure at all in Landry Jones's face. And he has time. Look at the wall that you have there. There's nothing there. Guys doing a real nice job. And when you give Landry Jones time, he will find a receiver.
Once again, it's Josh Harris trying to get to the outside. And it closes quickly there.
Josh has got some quicks, doesn't he?
Yeah, he along with Houston still on this roster, but reality is both those guys will be released by Saturday. But the practice squad is up to 10. There are a lot of guys who can, it's not a bad living actually.
No.
It's like $6,300 a week to be on that practice squad. It's not.
Is that right? You trying out?
Hayward Bay, top of your screen now as the Steelers operate at the 45-yard line. Jones steps up, goes to Michael Palmer, the tight end, but it's incomplete.
Landry Jones had to step up, a little pressure coming from his left side there. Steps up, tries to make an accurate throw, just out of the reach of Michael Palmer.
One thing about the Steelers, we talked about it on defense, they need to increase the number of takeaways. And we saw one today, even though it was an unforced error by Carolina. But last year the Steelers had just 20 of them. That's it. By comparison, Seattle, which won a Super Bowl, had nearly double at 39. And that changes everything in field position. Behind Derek Moore, but he makes a nice catch, is Landry Jones. But that's when you make things happen to help your offense. Change the complexion of drives and games.
Yeah, you can change field position in an instant like the Steelers did early on. By the way, that was a very good read by Landry Jones, and Derek Moy cutting off his route, the hot route, and making the short pass. But you're absolutely right, Bob. You have to take the ball away. You just can't rely on your offense to go on long drives. And at the same time, the offense, once you get a takeaway, you have to capitalize.
Another high hanger there by Brad Wing, who does a good job of getting that ball inside the 10. Philly Brown was there, 31 yards on that one with no return. And Wing has done a better job here tonight. Danny Smith says thank you very much. We'll be back 3-0 Panthers. Thursday night on KDKA TV. Looks like when the Steelers get it back, Landry Jones will be done, and we may see Brendan Kay, who we haven't seen all preseason. There's some holding going on, and Isaiah Green is going to be called for that one on Brenson Burson.
It looked like there was a little bit of back and forth. Of course, that may go against the defense.
Pass interference. Defense number 39. Automatic first down.
See if we can see the infighting there. There's a little bit of pushing both ways. But as you can see, they called it on the defense, but there's a little try to separate. The receiver's trying to separate, but he's not having any of it. That's Isaiah Green. Now lined up right in his face.
Joe Webb in the pocket, throws, has a completion in front of Vince Williams. And that's Philly Brown.
Passing Philly Brown to the 30.
Oh, just sits down right in the middle of the zone there. Vince Williams right there. You know, Vince Williams is a guy that's kind of, you know, you're thinking he's going to make the team. Played really well for the Steelers last year in a starting role. And now he's been relegated to a backup in special teams, but very accomplished player.
Daniel McCullers once again is all over Fozzie Whittaker. Big 74, and boy, that's a mismatch of size. When you look at Whittaker, he's 5'10". He's almost a foot taller.
Look, McCullers doing the work, the hard work on the inside. That's nice. Big fella comes off of the block and just engulfs the smaller man. Yeah, that's the way to go, big fella. You got to play with your pads low, though. Keep those pads low. You know that Coach John Mitchell is steadily in his ear to play the technique. But he is not bad.
Webb again over the middle, short gainer. And that is Brandon Williams in front of Vince Williams. And Brandon is out of Oregon.
Stephon Tuitt ran in to get a rush at the 3 technique, but they left McCullers in there. That time McCullers had an opportunity, Bob, to get his hands up and did not. And that's what you want to do. You want to walk that guy back a couple of steps when it's a quick throw, then get your hands up. At 6'7", gets his hands up. You know, it looks like it's about 10 feet in front of your face if you're a quarterback.
Burson, number 2, changes direction for Joe Webb in the shotgun. Pressure by Moats. Instead, it's underneath, and Burson dragged down by Devon Nunley. But a good gainer there, and first down yardage for the Charlotte native, Burson.
See, this is a nice throw. Pressure all in his face. That's a nice throw coming across the middle. Nunley trying to keep pace. But number 2, Brenton Burson, showing speed coming across on the drag route.
Power formation now for Carolina. Typically will run the ball, but they play action. Webb now looking down the sideline, has a man wide open, and that is Philly Brown in front of Antoine Blake. And Philly Brown, who's had a pretty good camp here out of Ohio State, a 53-yard reception. And that's first and goal for Carolina.
Philly's got some speed now. He's also their kickoff and punt returner, and just leaves Antoine in the dust right here. That's a good 3-step lead, and if he keeps his feet, that's 6 points. Antoine must have bidden on an early fake, but there's a lot of time. Can't allow your quarterback to have that kind of time back there. Joe Webb makes a nice throw to the outside.
Corey Brown, a.k.a. Philly, had a pretty good career at Ohio State as Whittaker goes up the middle and into the end zone. And Fozzie Whittaker gets the score after that nice 53-yard reception. And Carolina has the first touchdown of this game, and they've upped the ante 9-zip.
Right up the gut. Pulls the offside guard, nothing there, just a big hole right there in the middle. That's all you want, just a little crease. And that's all they needed. That's 6 points. A little bit too easy for the second and third units for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to have to bow up here late in the game to keep this game intact, give their offense a chance.
Graham Gano on to attempt the point after. First 2 games you saw back at the 15-yard line. A lot of information the NFL has collected on whether or not that's a good opportunity. Sean Sweesum missed one from that distance earlier in this preseason, along with 3 field goals. And when you look at Sean, he's been pretty reliable, so you chalk it up to just preseason. 10-0 Carolina in the third. Bob Pompiani, Edmund Nelson, Jeff Frizella with you at Heinz Field. 10-0 Carolina. Tuesdays are going to be action-packed on the CW this fall, starring CW's newest superhero, The Flash, from DC Entertainment, starring Grant Gustin as the fastest man alive, The Flash. Tuesday, October 7th at 8 o'clock. One of the things about these games, Edmund, you have guys back here now who have been undrafted, and Philly Brown is one of them.
Right.
Last year, these guys, these are so important for these guys. It may not be the most entertaining television at times in the preseason, and that may be an understatement. Here's Lanier Sampson's going to take it out, trying to show something about his ability. Gets out to the 15 and then run out of bounds at the 16. But 47 undrafted players made NFL rosters in 2013. 47, which means, I think because you have a 7-round draft, there's more room for error, and guys are going to be out there. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Landry Jones, this night is over. 14 for 18, 97 yards. And for the first time in this preseason, we will see number 8, Brendan Kay, out of Cincinnati, undrafted this season. And a guy who had some pretty good numbers with the Bearcats.
Yes, he did. Very prolific in the Big East. Let's see what he does.
Got a pretty good arm. He's going down the middle, and he has a man, but he throws it behind Darius Hayward-Bay, and everyone on the Steelers sideline wanted a flag on James Dockery, but none is forthcoming.
Brendan needed to lead him. If he leads him in this that kind of contact, then yes, but Darius Hayward-Bay, watch, he has to slow down and come back. There's just a little bit of hand fighting, and the truth be known, Hayward-Bay had his hands all over right there trying to make sure that there's no interception. Yeah, that could have been called either way.
Or a good no call.
Yeah,
good like that. Call. If there's that much of it, just let it go. Brendan Kay got a 6th year of eligibility. He had 3 knee surgeries when he was with Cincinnati, and that's one of the reasons why it's taken him a while to get through that program. But again, when he's been on his game with the Bearcats, he's put up some pretty good numbers.
How many knee surgeries?
3 of them.
Wow. That's some perseverance there. Young man has character. There's no question about that.
We're talking about this undrafted, Edmund. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, we know the Steeler names, as I mentioned to you in the pregame with Donnie Shell, of course, James Harrison, Willie Parker.
Keith Willis, another guy who made it. Wes Welker, who was just out with a concussion again, but he was undrafted as well and put together a wonderful career. Needed these preseason games. There's Lanier Sampson, wrapped up by Dockery, and Kay puts it right there. And that's going to be first down yardage. You'd like to see this from Brendan Kay. He is not afraid. He'll step back there in the pocket, look at him, surveying the field, and then he makes a nice throw. He's got an arm now. Makes a nice throw there, surveying the field with the young guys. Let's see what he can do. I mean, he's got the chains moving. Looks like he's working with supreme confidence. He's practiced all camp long. That's 6 weeks, 4 weeks. And now this is his shot. Another passing play for number 8 now as he steps up, nothing open, he tucks it around, and he gets down as he takes a slide, although Williams was looking for the big hit there. Well, you really have to like that. That's a very good decision. And you can see the intangibles, kind of feels the rush around him, kind of knows the clock is running out. Look at it, draw it down, pull it down. That's right. Get on your horse and now get down, protect yourself, play another play. Excellent. Wesley Johnson remains at center out of Vanderbilt, this year's 5th round pick. Cody Wallace didn't play. Pouncey was not going to play in this game. Handoff up the middle goes to Stephen Houston. Houston battling for some extra yards. You know, we're talking about these undrafted guys. Maybe the best of all time was Night Train Lane. Not drafted. His first season in the NFL, he had 14 interceptions. Oh. And you know, there was, what, there were 16, 18 rounds. Well, that's what I mean. With 7, you're going to increase the number of mistakes because you just don't have that many opportunities. Everyone talks about Kurt Warner, one of the best ones, I guess. If I'm not mistaken, Tony Romo, he was undrafted. So Tom Brady, 5th round draft choice. You like that, don't you? Yeah, I think 6th round actually. There's Stephen Houston trying to get, and he's upended at the last shot there by Colin Jones. And that goes to show you about the mistakes being, I mean, it's a tough business because you don't know what's inside a guy's heart. If you're looking strictly at combine numbers, they're misleading at times. Yes, they are. Tom Brady wasn't going to impress anybody with his 40 time, but boy, he has courage to stand in the pocket and make great decisions. And you know, Bob, when he really made his mark, they cut a $100 million quarterback up there in New England and kept him. Bill Belichick saw it, liked it, although I always tell people that everybody praises New England for making that pick, but they passed on him 5 different times too. Yeah. Everyone did. That's right. It's Rob Blanchflower making a nice play out of UMass. The 7th round draft choice for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a nice catch, too. Away from the body, down low. Got to go down and get it. Keep your feet.
Rob Blanchflower out of UMass, a 7th-round pick this draft for the Steelers. They like his potential. Oh, right off the bat, and look at that hit once again by Williams, this time on Stephen Houston. And I'll tell you something, that 54 has been all over the place. Jason Williams out of Western Illinois.
Oh, yeah, he can play. But when you're unblocked, you're supposed to make this play. You got the tight end pulling, and you just get in his hip pocket and try to stay in the backfield. On that particular play, you got to get over to the sweep really quickly, or you got to give some action to hold that linebacker at the backside so he just doesn't scrape right down the line of scrimmage and make a play like that. Jadeveon Clowney has made a living out of that play.
Once again, pressure up the middle, and Kay cannot get out of the way of that one. And there's a sack for Coney Ely, this year's 2nd-round pick out of Missouri.
Nice work for that Carolina defensive front. 2 big stops there, forcing the Steelers to kick.
Wait to the punt. Brown is back.
It's the 3rd sack of the game, 29 yards, 11-yard loss, and here's the punt. And Carolina goes back to work. They're protecting a 10-0 lead. 3 points in the first half, and then a big play setting up. Fozzie Whitaker, 10-0. There you see the quarterbacks congregated. Gradkowski with some advice to Brendan Kay, with Landry Jones looking on. One of the big questions, how many quarterbacks? Another big question. Break down the offensive line. You keep an extra guy there, maybe defensively. All part of the puzzle that Mike Tomlin and Kevin Colbert will be looking at by Saturday.
Yeah, I think you keep 7 offensive linemen for sure. You got to have a couple of backups, 2 versatile guys, and your starters. At least 1 versatile guy.
And there's a snap that goes right through Webb's hands, but he gets it off to Whitaker. A flag goes flying, and a nice play there defensively by Dan Moles.
There's a late flag by the back judge there also, coming in really late.
An eligible player downfield, number 58, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down. 68 is the corrected number, 68.
Andrew Norwell, a little overzealous with the bad snap. The timing was thrown all off, and you can see him there at the far right of your screen, way downfield. He just takes off right there. He's way downfield. Yeah, he was all the way down there blocking.
Once again, it's Whitaker. Moles comes up and makes a nice play. He was the leading tackler in the first preseason game for the Steelers. It's a kid out of Toledo. He's trying to make a spot somewhere, whether it's here, there, or practice squad.
Another linebacker coming out there making some plays. Look at that play right there. Nice penetration by Moles.
Chris Carter remains in the game. They need to see some Mike Tomlin splash plays with some of those outside linebackers, especially given the uncertainty of some of these roster positions. Up the middle, tough sledding there once again. Not much yardage. Moles involved in that one as well. And we have reached the end of the third quarter. Carolina the only points with a touchdown by Whitaker after a big 53-yard reception.
That is the end
from Webb
of the
to Brown. We'll come back with the final 15 minutes of this preseason. Steelers down 10. Steelers preseason football is brought to you by McDonald's. There's more to love at McDonald's. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. By Ford F-Series, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Visit your neighborhood Ford store today. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Fourth quarter, 15 minutes left in the preseason. And then the Steelers will put the final touches on their roster makeup as they get ready for the Cleveland Browns, who, by the way, are winning tonight against Chicago. In that game, Santonio Holmes, the former Steeler, has a touchdown, and Johnny Manziel has been doing a pretty good job in the air. Brian Hoyer will be the quarterback here.
Offense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 3rd down.
Were you surprised Hoyer got the call over Manziel?
Not initially. I think Manziel's going to wind up being the
Number
quarterback
64.
for that team.
64.
They should go with the veteran presence. I don't think Johnny Manziel has a command of all of the offense, but as we saw in a couple of highlights when we were in commercial, he has some skill that many quarterbacks around the NFL do not have in his ability to scramble and get guys open.
Carter trying to get to the quarterback. He's chasing him now, but Webb has good speed. Webb cutting the outside. Chris Carter never stopped, and he came and made that tackle after being in the backfield. Pretty good effort there by 54.
That's a huge hustle play by Carter to come all the way back from where he was to make this. Watch him. Nice rush to the outside. Now he's completely out of the picture frame, and look, that guy's running right there, and Carter just comes out of nowhere, runs him down from the back. Joe Webb is no slouch. He has some speed now, and Carter with the nice hustle. Those are the types of plays that'll keep you around.
Brad Nortman punting once again. Dree Archer back. And as far as Cleveland, they lost Josh Gordon yesterday. Became official for the entire season, and he was a prolific, big weapon for Cleveland, and he's not going to be there this year. And Cleveland, by the way,
5-yard penalty.
Over the last 5 years have never won more than 5 games in those seasons. Their last playoff win was 1989.
You talk about Josh Gordon. He was suspended for 2 games last season, and in 14 games led the NFL in receiving. That is unbelievable talent. And when you lose him, I mean, where do you look in that receiving core for some stability? They're going to have a rough time of it, I believe, early on. Well, was that a good rush?
Almost got it. Dree Archer's going to have a chance here. He takes it, and he makes a stutter step, gets away from Brandon Williams, and now he's been tracked down, though. A nice play. It was 49 yards on the kick. And finally, it was Anderson Russell who got the tackle.
I thought Dree Archer had some room here. Got hit in the face.
13:39 left in the preseason. Carolina has a 10-0 lead. The Steelers have not done all that much offensively. A little sporadic under Landry Jones, who had decent numbers. Right now it's Brendan Kay out of Cincinnati, the Bearcat program. 1st and 10 from the 11. Pressure up the middle, and he gets it off to Josh Harris, but he's going nowhere quickly. Good pursuit there by Carolina. Once again, a reminder to you, new program coming up. It's the PNC Steelers Late Night. I'll be joined by Cam Hayward as the star of the show, and right now he's standing by with Jeff Rosella.
All right, thanks very much, Bob. Here with Cam Hayward. Cam, just your quick assessment of the defensive performance tonight. I know you didn't have a hand in the game, but what does the defense do to get better in the next 10 days?
Just got to continue to work, take it into practice. There are things we can work on, but, we got a big turnover. We've held them to 10 points right now, but just continue to grow and learn from our mistakes.
One guy we saw on the field for the first time tonight, number 99. Last week when I talked to you in the locker room, you said he's your Obi-Wan Kenobi. What's it feel like to have him back in the mix?
Oh, it's great. He provides depth, leadership, and that's not even talking about what he brings on the field. He's a heck of a player. I'm just excited to have another season with him.
Speaking of exciting things this season, you're going to make your debut into the world of TV and have a microphone. Steelers Late Night with Bob Pompiani. Tell me how that's going to work.
I think we got some good segments in order. I'm excited. I'm going to bring some guys along, and, we're just going to have fun with it. I know everybody wants to see the other side of our personalities, and, they're going to get a chance to look at it.
All right, that's 11:35 every Saturday night on KDK.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you on the tube, and may the force be with you.
Thank you.
All right, Bob, back up to you.
All right, well, we have an interception, or one that Carolina thinks should be. They're going to look at it. We'll be right back. Carrington Bindum thinks he has an interception of a Brendan Kay pass. So does Ron Rivera. He threw the red challenge flag. Edmund, what do you see?
Let's take a look here. It looks like he cradles it right there, but right there you can kind of see the point of the ball may have touched the ground, possibly inconclusive.
Reviewing the play, the ruling on the field will stand as an incomplete pass. It'll be Pittsburgh's ball, third down.
Once
Carolina
again,
will be charged
inconclusive.
with a timeout.
Yeah, I think that little part there, they were looking at that very closely, whether that ball hit the ground or not. And they were inconclusive about it, so the play stands. But, you know, on the other side of that, Bob, if it was called an interception, the same would have held anyway. So it's a good break for the Steelers in that regard.
Carrington Bindum is out of the University of Texas. He's been pretty active here tonight. Has had a good preseason, but again, one of those undrafted guys looking to make a roster. So it's third down now for Brendan Kay. First action of the preseason for him. Going to hand off to Josh Harris, who gets away from the first line. Harris now gets to the outside. Harris to the 30, the 35, the 40, and then ridden out of bounds. And a nice bit of adjusting. That's a gain of 33 yards for Josh Harris.
Always room for a guy that can make plays like that on your team. Watch this move by Josh Harris. Great execution, little Statue of Liberty. He kind of hands it to him on the draw play, and look at the downfield blocking. Moyes down there. Haywood Bray trying to find somebody to block. But Harris, beautiful run.
Two tight ends now to the right of Kay. Play action to Houston. Kay steps up, tries to get away from the pressure, and does. Now he tucks it away, and he makes a move here to get extra yardage and goes down. A very alert play by Brendan Kay for another first down, although a flag is
Holding,
down.
offense number 64. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Unfortunate for Graham Posick there, but very difficult. You see the hold right on your left side of your screen there. There it is. He's got him right there in the middle of his chest. Had his hands inside, but the defensive lineman did a good job getting separation, exposing the hold.
Casey Walker's had a good game tonight for Carolina. He's the man who was held there. He's been involved in a lot of things, and that nullified a pretty good play, but it goes down. Coaches will notice what Kay can do there. Smart. And again, pressure. He rolls away from it, being pursued, and now he's going to turn him on, and he won't be able to outrun Mario Addison out of Troy.
Boy, Addison was running, wasn't he? Man, did he show some speed coming off that edge.
Brendan Kay looking to put something on tape, as they say. 6 years of eligibility with Cincinnati, couple of surgeries, actually 3 of them on his knee. But he's battled back, and now Frank Harris is tripped up, and there's going to be a flag once again. And it looks like Drake Nevis might have been
Holding,
held.
offense number 64. This penalty is declined. Result to the play, third down.
Again, Posick, oh, the good move to the inside. He just grabs him and pulls him down to the ground. No chance there at all. One-on-one, you really got to set, keep your feet low. You cannot allow that defensive lineman to get to one side of you, especially with a draw play that's supposed to be run to your inside, to your left side.
Back-to-back holding calls on Posick there, and now it's a 3rd and 18 with a young rookie from Cincinnati. Pump fakes, he delivers down the sidelines and overthrows Lanier Sampson.
Pass intended for Sampson, incomplete, 4th down.
So a good start to that drive, Bob, and then it just kind of fizzled out. A couple of penalties, bad penalties, couple of incompletions. Penalties really just kind of takes all the life out of an offense. Mike Tomlin really trying to make sure that Todd Haley's offense gets rid of all of that.
Brad Wing, a better punt than the last time, which traveled just 31 yards. He's had a decent night with the exception of that last punt, but that one goes 45 yards and good coverage down the field on Steelers special teams. 10-zip, Carolina with the lead and with the ball. Well, the fans who remain here having some fun. 10-zip your score. Carolina with the lead. A Graham Gano 33-yard field goal in the first half. And then a Fuzzy Whitaker short touchdown run following a 53-yard gain from Webb to Philly Brown. That's been it for scoring. Steelers haven't done all that much offensively. They've been better tonight defensively, especially early in this game. We'll see what we can do here with a lot of young guys playing for an opportunity. Flag flies as Whitaker goes to the outside, and here comes Ross Ventrone out of Shar Valley.
Made the tackle on that punt, and then also the great pursuit. Carolina Panthers really shaking the Steelers up a little bit, shifted the strength of that formation.
Offense, number 16, covered up tight end. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Shifted it so quickly they didn't get in the proper formation, Bob.
Well, we take a look at the AFC North once again. It appears to me, although Cincinnati by many people's account is the team to beat based on a lot of offensive weapons. You know, they gave Andy Dalton that big deal. It had been $15 million.
Whew.
And when you look at them, though, they haven't won a playoff game since 1990. And the Bengals come in with 2 new coordinators. They lost Zimmer and Gruden, both now head coaches. Hugh Jackson now is their offensive coordinator. A little turnover there. Chris Carter all over Fozzie Whitaker. But Cincinnati will be a team to look at. Baltimore and the Steelers over the last 5 years have either won or shared division championships. Cleveland has been Cleveland. What do you think of the Bengals? Are you buying what they're selling?
No. I actually think that the Steelers have an outside chance to win the division at 9-7. I don't project them to be much better than that, but I don't see the Cincinnati Bengals dominating this division at all. Yes, they are the nice pick. They're the easy pick. But I just think the Steelers are going to rise up. I don't think that Mike Tomlin's going to have another 500 season.
Whitaker with a big hole there, and he gets nice yardage before Shamarko Thomas and Nick Williams there make the play, a gain of 14.
Stop by Shamarko Thomas.
As with all things, this Steeler team is their success is incumbent on a very healthy and stable offensive line, I think, first. I think secondly, on defense, they have to have some playmakers rise up, and you saw one start to try to make his mark, Jarvis Jones, tonight. Ryan Shazier will have to be another one of those guys that is making plays. That defensive front for the Steelers with Brett Kiesel in it has to be more solid and more sound with the running game. And, Bob, they have to be better in the running game. Period.
I'm looking forward to that.
Running.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where Brett Kiesel comes in. He was in here tonight, made some things happen. But I really believe the Steelers are going to use their no huddle a lot more than they've ever, and they have to. I think Ben Roethlisberger and Todd Haley are on the same page. They keep defenses honest, can't substitute against it so much. They create mismatches, or at least opportunities. The Ravens last year, they had their, I don't know if you want to call it a Super Bowl hangover. Nice hit right there by Terrence Garvin, 57, who lays down the law. But, you know, they were 8-8, and they were 30th in the NFL in rushing after winning a Super Bowl.
Watch this hit by Garvin. Terrence Garvin coming up there, stepping up strong. And the pads down there, that's nice contact. That's very nicely played.
Terrence Garvin has done a pretty good job out of West Virginia. Another undrafted guy. Every time he gets in there, he seems to make some things happen. Here he is up the middle again along with Chris Carter, and it forces quarterback to throw the ball a little early, and he's out of bounds. The intended receiver who did make the catch over there, Tavares King, but good pressure, and that's where it starts. You make people throw it before they want to.
That's right. Isaiah Green with the coverage over there in good position. But I think that Todd Haley has something up his sleeve with this running game. I really think that he's got a nice heavy running package. He's got 2 big backs, and you know the weather's going to change. It's nice tonight, but it's not going to stay that way. And once it does, I think that he has a little running game up his sleeve that that might be a little bit more formidable than a lot of people think.
You can also run out of the no huddle, and I think a lot of times with spread formations, the lanes are a little easier to get to, so why not do it? 48 yards by Bart Nortman with the punt. Pittsburgh back on offense. 7:27 left, fourth quarter from Heinz Field. Pompiani, Edmund Nelson, Jeff Rosella at your service right here. It's a 10-0 Carolina lead, fourth quarter. More from the PNC ticker. PNC Bank for the Achiever and U. Cincinnati all over Indy. That's a final, 35-7. Cleveland now leading Chicago 20-13. Baltimore 19, New Orleans 13. And a big series coming up this weekend for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have been very resilient as they find themselves right there. The Reds coming to town after taking 2 of 3 from the Cardinals and 2 of 3 from the Brewers prior to that. So right after a 7-game losing streak, that's where you become resilient as a team, and the Pirates did.
Hayward Bay trying to get the quick screen over there, Bob. Makes a nice move because they read it very well, the Panthers did on that side. No room to run, and Paulson didn't get out there to make the block. Still made 6 yards.
Here comes the corner blitz, blind side, and down goes Kay. And untouched was Anderson Russell. He just came in, nobody accounted for him. 5th sack on the night for Carolina.
Well, you really have to feel that. You could see it coming to a mile away. And there's the hot read. You see Paulson sitting there, but the quarterback didn't see it, so he didn't know that he was coming. Watch Paulson right there, just below your screen. He cuts off his route. He knows the blitzer is coming. But unfortunately, Brendan Kay did not know.
It's a loss of 8 yards, 3rd and 12. Kay now firing down the man as Paulson, but he got one hand on it before he felt Colin Jones, 42, come over, and that falls incomplete. The Steelers will have to punt it away.
Not much going on offensively for Brendan Kay at this point, trying to get something going, but those sacks are really holding back any type of drive that he could possibly get going.
Brad Wing getting a workout tonight. This is his 8th punt. And it's Philly Brown. Immediately Ross Ventrone, and that's going to keep a kid like that around, and has so far. 45 yards, and Ventrone with the hair flying in the air makes the play as soon as Brown touched it. You can feel this one in your living room. We'll be right back. Stage AE, which has been very busy all season long. A lot of good concerts going in there. Right next door here to Heinz Field. Steelers.com for more information. Here's the pitch to Whitaker, cut back. Josh Morrow, who's had a good camp, number 71, along with Dan Moles, combined on that tackle.
Young guys trying to impress, trying to stay on someone's roster, whether it be on the practice squad or regular squad, but running around, trying to get their chops on, trying to hang around, trying to get a paycheck.
Any paycheck at this point, or you wait for a call sometime later. There are going to be a lot of veteran names probably on the waiver wire after Saturday, and you know, you'd wonder about Whitaker goes down, then gets up, but he was down. You wonder about the punting situation here. Again, Adam Podlash still not here. They signed him. Brad Wing has had his moments. He's done well. He also has some inconsistencies. Do the Steelers go with Wing, or did they look for somebody else potentially?
Well, you've seen it all tonight. I mean, it'd be hard for me to believe that Mike Tomlin would go with someone that hasn't been around. Of course, it's been done before, so you know, it's not completely out of the question. But Brad Wing has a very strong leg, and he kicks a high ball, which you can cover very easily. So I expect Brad Wing to be the punter for the Pittsburgh Steelers opening day, but the door probably will still be cracked anyway.
Timeout.
If Mike
Carolina.
Tomlin decides that he
This is their
needs to
second.
get someone else in here.
30-second timeout.
Played Australian rules football from Melbourne, Australia. Went to LSU. We talked about his role there, and he was really good, averaging 44-plus yards per kick, which was the school record for his career. So he has the ability to do it. The question is, if there are other guys out there, we saw it last year. They brought in Cody Wallace here off the waiver wire. I mean, there are guys available. If you feel like maybe it's an upgrade, you make a move. If not, but again, I don't know the situation with Podlash and whether or not he's at any point going to be available.
Certainly hasn't made it to camp this year, that's for sure. We could probably go with the guy that brought you, but
well, the season gets underway in rapid fashion with the Browns on the 7th and the Ravens on the road on the 11th. Both games you'll see on KDK TV. which is the home of the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown each and every Sunday night at 11:35. We hope you join us for that. Opinions always flying. Look at that effort there by Whitaker. He just keeps on plowing ahead. That guy's got some strong legs as he was carrying runners or tacklers with him.
Fozzie had the leverage. He had his pads down low. He was right on the thigh. Looked like it may have been Josh Morrow that he was right on his thigh and just moved the pile about 5 or 6 yards.
34 is Howard Jones. He's made some impact plays already in this preseason. 3 fumble recoveries. You wonder about, he survived the first round of cuts. The next one will be harder. Whitaker's been their workhorse. Cutting, weaving. Look at that. Again, nice play there before Blake, among others, comes over. Somebody lost a helmet down there as well.
Running right at Howard Jones that time, and he got turned by the tight end. Can't do that. You need to be strong at the point of attack. But we've been spoiled by guys like Joey Porter and James Harrison being so strong at the point, being able to play through offensive tackles and tight ends, and that's a tough thing to live up to in Dick LeBeau's defense. That's a requirement of an outside linebacker, is to be able to hold the point of attack until your guys get there when they're running right at you. And to replace those kind of guys in this type of defense is very, very difficult.
Whitaker, 21 carries, 87 yards. Zordich is going nowhere. Shamarko Thomas, rocket-like reaction to get in there and make a stop for negative yardage.
Hard to block a guy that quick. Shamarko all the way up into the line of scrimmage, a la Troy Polamalu, making a quick move inside and up the field and making a nice play. He'll be around, that's for sure.
He went out to California, asked Troy if he could train with him. Troy said, "Are you serious? How serious are you? Show it to me." And he did. And can never go wrong learning from 43. Here's a rollout to the flat. It's Brandon Williams hit by Garvin, but he stays in bounds. And Williams gets pretty good yardage right there on the little rollout there by Joe Rudd.
Mistake by Garvin. He's getting an earful right now. Wrap up and take the guy to the ground. Wrap him up, form tackle, take him to the ground. He just hit him thinking he was close to the sidelines, maybe going to push him out of bounds. But Shamarko Thomas had a lot to say about Troy's training methods. He said that at times they were a bit on the strange side, but effective.
Hey, Troy's going to do what's worked for Troy, and it's worked well.
That's right.
Zordich once again, and he hits nowhere again. And look who's in there. Shamarko Thomas gets him before anyone else did.
Shamarko's not a big guy, built very solidly on the shorter side, but man, is he quick and extremely strong.
Saw Michael Zordich there. We talked about his dad playing in the NFL, but his dad also is joining the Youngstown State coaching staff. Zordich family. Michael played at Penn State. He's a Youngstown, Ohio native. Trying to hang on here. He was undrafted out of Penn. Another guy undrafted. All these undrafted guys, Jeff Saturday was undrafted. Remember last week we saw Jason Peters, a 6-time Pro Bowler, left tackle for the Eagles, undrafted.
How about that?
That's the theme of the night. Can you make it as an undrafted free agent? A lot of guys hope to. 2 minutes left. Steelers down 10. Pittsburgh Steelers preseason football on KDKA TV is brought to you by Pepsi. Live for now. By Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're better with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, rated #1 for plan satisfaction. And by the Sonata Premier event at your Hyundai dealer now through September 2nd. Dan Moles, as play resumes with 2 minutes left, comes up, makes a stop on Whitaker, now has 22 carries. Whitaker is one of these guys too, Edmund. He's been around. This is his 4th NFL team. Goes to show you how tough it is to land a job.
Oh, it certainly is. Josh Morrow, rookie free agent out of Stanford with good penetration there, has had a pretty decent camp and a couple of good games. Has shown that he can play at this level if given a shot.
So is Dan Moles out of Toledo. That guy's been active. He seems to have a nose for the football. We have not seen Jordan Zumwalt, and that's a disappointment. He was a 6th-round pick out of UCLA, a fiery guy, but he's been injured
most of camp,
and he hasn't had a chance to play. And what did Chuck used to say about that?
Can't make the tub in the club. Or the club in the tub.
Yeah, one of the two. I get that mixed up all the time. Once again up the middle, tough yards there. Whitaker gets it again. Hemmer was there to make the stop. Another timeout.
Mike Tomlin trying to preserve a little time on that clock to give his offense one last chance. You know, Bob, I tell you, I am a little disturbed at the lack of offense. And I know that the big guys aren't in there. I know that there's offense on the horizon. But again, we always get to this point in the year, and we always start thinking about whether they can flip the switch and start out game one. Yeah, I understand we have veterans. I understand you have a proven quarterback. But, I mean, you're looking for your backups to do something. And they really showed very, very little, especially with third and fourth quarterbacks in there.
So this will be a 39-yard attempt for Graham Gano, who has one earlier. This one is up, and this one is no good as he yanks it left.
By rule, this field goal will be brought back to the spot of the kick. It will be Pittsburgh's ball, first down at the 30-yard line.
Graham Gano has no worries, though. He's signed his deal. He'll be here. Same as Sean Sweesom has not had the best of camps, but you know what you have seen from these guys over the course of the regular season. All right, it's time for the high mark of the game, presented by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, you may have to think long and hard about this one.
I am. I've been thinking about it long and hard, and you know, there's been a lot of marks. I don't know how
I might have to go
been.
Jarvis Jones just because, you know, he was active tonight. And I think as a #1 pick last year and only 1 sack last year, he is a key member of this defense, and he needs to get doing what he did at Georgia when he was the player of the year down there.
I agree. And I like that pick. It would have to be a defensive high mark, and I think Jarvis is well deserving.
I would think the high mark of the season, preseason, has been the game against Buffalo, and Roethlisberger and the no huddle just went to work. And again, we really haven't seen it other than that, and I think that's by design. The Steelers are going to wait and show Cleveland a lot of different stuff on September the 7th. Can't wait for that to get underway, and you'll see it all on KDKA. Edmund and I will be on afterwards, and there's a sack, number 6 on the night by Carolina.
Well, time and time again, you see these young quarterbacks dropping back, and you know the clock's going off in their heads, and they just seem to be frozen as to what to do with themselves or with the football, when in fact they should just throw it away or throw it in the direction of a receiver, or try to scramble, get outside the pocket. That way you can throw it just about anywhere.
Ely got the sack. That's his second of the game. The second-round pick this year. Kay steps up, being pursued again by Frank Alexander, and he one-hops it to Sampson, incomplete.
That's a poor effort at the 2-minute offense, but very difficult to step in there if you're Kay and haven't worked with these guys, haven't gotten much work in camp at all. Now there seems to be some confusion with the punting game.
Yeah, and Wing noticed it. Went up immediately.
Got his foot into that one.
That's what he does best. He calls the fair catch. Drive it deep, and that was almost 50 yards. 47 officially for Brad Wing, who by my count has had really only 1 bad punt here tonight. He's punt. How many times have we got there now, Ox? About 9 or 10 times on the night for Brad Wing. Got off to a slow start in this preseason. The first game had punts of 23 and 21 yards. Second half of that game, he showed you 52 and 56. So he's got the leg. It's just a matter of consistency.
And can he be a mutter when it gets to be, 25 degrees out here and the wind's blowing and the snow's coming down sideways?
Now Ron Rivera will mercifully say that's the end of this. Let the clock run.
He's had it. Probably the right thing to do. You're trying to bar injury, and he's got the big lead. So
Carolina starts with Tampa Bay. They have some outstanding running backs, as you know, the tandem, D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, along with Cam Newton. Cam Newton, and one thing I'll say, that he doesn't miss a lot of games. He's been in there all the time. He's battled through some injuries, so I would expect him to be there in the opener and be a force for them once again. Although he does have to learn how to slide. You can't do what he did last week. Age catches up with
everyone. That's right, Bob. Age catches up with everyone, and no matter how big and strong he is, broken ribs are broken ribs. He's going to be in some pain week 1. You can bet your money on that one.
Steelers anxious now to put a wrap on this. They'll go to work trying to finalize their roster and then things will get going next week. It's Cleveland week, followed by a short Baltimore week. These two teams will play again in the regular season early on, so you will not see the last of Carolina this year. And there's Troy Polamalu with Ryan Khalil out of USC, was their second-round pick and a four-time Pro Bowler. We'll be back with final wraps on this one, and then our post-game show, 10-0, Carolina wins tonight.